for technology, entertainment, design, and you all ever have trouble balancing the three in your talks? You ever have trouble, like, one of them has a ton of technology talks and not so many design, or do you not care about that and just focus as long as you have some of each?
You know, it really started that way, and we kind of, it still does, and it's still something we look at, but it's so much broader, I think, than technology, entertainment, and design now that it doesn't, you know, we want to make sure we have all of that in there. But really, we kind of look at, I mean, we do have a set of criteria, really, that we look at for the whole program, and, but, you know, it's also like how much science do we have, and, you know, if we had, say, a teacher speaking, we wouldn't really want to have, we might have 2 teachers speaking, but we probably would never have 3 over the 4-day program, you know, so we want to make sure we have a good balance of that, a good balance of, you know, gender and ethnicity and stuff too is something we always look at as well. We wanted to make sure we have a really well-balanced program, and we put a lot of effort as well into the way the program flows. We try to, you know, we spend a lot of time figuring out which speakers we're going to invite, and we also spend a lot of time putting together just the order of the program. You know, we don't put the whole session that would be about, say, you know, the design of a desk, but we might have, you know, several, well, that was a really bad example because I can't really back it up with anything, but we wouldn't do one about just social networking, say, but we might have a talk about social networking, and then we might have a talk from a biologist about bacteria communicating, and then we might have a talk from somebody about the language, you know, kind of what elephants use to communicate and whether their sounds are actually communication, that sort of thing, all within a session. So you lead that with kind of making your own ties between the talks.
Have you ever encountered, like, or dug up someone who has the potential, you have the potential of inviting, and then you communicate them, and, like, they tell you what they want to talk about, and then you completely, like, regret like, asking them or something?
Oh, sure, yeah. But what we've learned from having that happen, too, we usually don't just put out a straight invitation. You know, we usually kind of say, hey, we'd like to explore the possibility with you of coming to speak at TED, and then because we have a theme that unites all the talks, that's kind of an out if it's not going to look like a fit. And then that gives us a chance to have a conversation with the speaker, find out what they'd like to talk about, and see if we think we can ever get their talk to a place that is going to be spectacular. And then if not, then, you know, then we would say, oh, okay, well, looks like it's not going to work out for this time, and, you know, and if it seems like it might in the future, we'll just keep them on our short list, you know.
How do you go about, say if you were the speaker, how would you go about choosing a topic to talk about?
If you're the speaker? I think you know, usually people have some area of their work it seems like that they're most focused on at the moment or kind of most passionate about. And so that's where I think, you know, usually we like to hear from them the beginnings of what they'd like to talk about, you know, and so I think that's it. Sometimes when we, you know, set up one of these exploratory conversations, they'll come to us with 2 or 3 ideas in mind, and then we work together to figure out which one's going to be the best fit, you know, given what space we have in the program or the best fit with the TED audience or something like that. But yeah, it's usually just related to, like, currently at that moment what they're most interested in and working on the hardest.
Thank you. We're running out of time, so we're going to have to go.
Oh, really? Oh, we are? That was so fast.
Well, we have 2 minutes. Sorry.
Question. Do you ever consider using TED for, like, an education tool, like, to educate?
Using what?
As an education tool to, like, educate kids and stuff? Like, since you're
oh, yeah. I mean, you know, right now, we're kind of a small staff, and we love to see that it's happening and to see what you guys are doing, and you know, it's something we've definitely talked about internally. We haven't we don't really have anything right at the moment that we're doing for kids, but it's a conversation we have all the time. And what's great is through the TEDx program that people are able to, you know, put on events that are directly targeted towards kids. And personally, I mean, I love that, and I'm just thrilled that I'm going to be there for TEDx SMU, Kids SMU in the fall. That's like the most exciting thing in the world to me.
What kind of things do you, like, hope for the future of TED? Like, in 10 years, do you expect that TED will be, like, a bigger organization? Like, everyone in the world will know of it, and everyone will want to, like, come or see or be a part of it or have their own projects like we do?
I hope so. I mean, I think we want so many people to just see the talks and feel enabled to do whatever it is, you know, to follow their own passion or to change the world because we're able to get, you know, because the content gets out there to them. So hopefully, you know, I think that really what we hope to see in the future and hope to help have happen is that people in more remote areas who don't have internet access are able to get the content more easily and able to watch talks and take from them, you know, what they want and do TEDx events and be really inspired by what they see, and then maybe go on to, you know, because you can really, I mean, hopefully people can use them to just dive into subjects they love and educate themselves that way.